Big boy on the rails. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Old, Frail, and Decrepit. This time we're going to have a look at a little project where I take a locomotive, like this, and a dummy, and I make them into a locomotive and a dummy. Now that doesn't sound like much, but it actually works out pretty good. Give you a little idea, I like the looks of this, but it needs to have motive power. And of course, I've got more than one of these. So we're going to have a look at that, and then we're also going to have a look at a new locomotive and streamlined passenger set that I picked up. Maybe you can help me identify what, if any, manufacturer it has. It might even be homemade, but I'll let you be the judge. Alright, we're going to start out with this KMT dummy. I picked it up for probably $5 a couple of years ago. And to fit it on a Lionel powered chassis, I had to trim off all the way around so it would set down in there. Now, of course, the screws and all won't match up, so we're just going to make do as we can. I've drilled a hole in the back here for the screw, and the other will just be friction up against the Lionel frame. Now for power, I've taken this 1055, removed the shell from it, and that leaves me with this. And like I said, they weren't a perfect match, but you see we've got the little tabs here that the body snugs down over, and then we've got where the screw goes in the back here. So, having prepared the body in such a way as to fit on there, it just slides down. A little tough to do here one-handed. There. Now, as with most of my custom projects, they look really good at speed or from a distance. So, it looks pretty good on there. Now, I didn't put a coupler on the front because this is a forward-only running gear anyway. Just need to put the screw in the back, and this one will be ready to go. So we got the screw on there, put it on the track, and it's ready to go. I have actually used this in a couple of videos previously because I did this part of the project a few months ago. Not sure just how long ago I did that. That's probably the best running KMT you're ever going to see. Now the next part of the project, I had to get a little more creative. Of course, my two little engineer dudes, they were molded in pink, and again, they'll look better from a distance and in the dark. So, but I painted them up so it wasn't so glaring pink coming through the windows, and because of where I'm at with a little bit of Marx rolling stock, I put a Marx coupler on the front. And you might say, now how's that going to work? Because the 1055 has a closed front pilot on it. Well, you get a little creative, you can make things work. So I opened that up to accommodate the tab and slot marks coupler. And because this frame is a little smaller than the Lionel chassis, we're actually going to leave a little bit of a gap here at the front. Run this all the way to the back, and the body will actually sit down flush on the chassis. Now, when I get the other two parts in here, I will show you how we're going to mount that body onto this chassis. All right, here's how we're going to attach the body. Taking these two thin pieces of wood, run screws up through the bottom to hold them in place. And that's what I'll run screws in through the body. Now I've also drilled holes here through this shell. Oh, there we go. There, that looks better. Doesn't have so much sawdust in the middle of it. And this is how we're going to attach it, with the normal way that they have a screw in the back here. And here is the finished product. We have the powered 1055 with its forward-only engine, and the dummy that we've been working on using the chassis from the KMT Southern locomotive, which was a dummy. The one thing that I thought KMT did well was they made their couplers so they are compatible with the Lionel. So I didn't have to change anything there. And you can see here, I've got the marks, tab and slot sticking through. And there's the odd thing that you can see is we got the screw holding the shell onto that chassis. So, enough talking. Let's take it around the track. Here's part of that passenger set, actually the observation car. As you can see, somebody has put it together pretty nicely. Now these raised sections around the windows are not actually stamped. If you look on the inside, you'll see everything smooth. So they are an added detail on the outside of the car. As well, the trucks underneath are of a different type construction. They are a single axle. Somebody has taken a great deal of time with this. Now this is what's really strange, is the coupling apparatus. You can see it's got the double placed tabs, and then it's got the two pins in it, and these little vestibules have just a single axle also. So, homemade? a manufacturer, a prototype that they decided against? Because there is a lot of pieces that go together on this. Now, I've run this some since I've gotten this. And I've got to say, for being just a single axle, it does hold the track pretty well. So, you decide. Somebody made it? Or did some manufacturer make it and just never put it out to production? Now, the markings on the side here are decals. There's that, and then this Glenwood Valley. Now, this is kind of an inset here. It's actually a hole, and then this is welded on the inside. Well, you can't really see it because it's all hooked into the train. And then each of these has its own little decal on it. And that is another thing. You'll see there's a little spring metal here where the vestibule will come up against it and then get pushed back into place. So, pretty neat little set. And for whatever reason, I was the only guy to bid on it. Of course, maybe somebody else saw it and says, hey, I'm not going to mess around with that. Not me. I'm more than willing to give it a try.